check-in number two of the week, and we broke the 80 kilo mark this morning, which was absolutely fantastic. So cardio wrapped up, 55 minutes cardio wrapped up first thing, and now we are in for our second round of posing, our second check-in, not second round of posing. Believe me, there's been a good few rounds of posing going on every single week now, but second check-in of the week, I'm going to send them over to Keane, see what he says. Usually that second check-in for me is just like for Keane to get a second look in fasted every single week, you know, and just to see that things are moving in the right direction. And on Monday, obviously we put in the extra cardio, kept food the exact same, and we did say we wanted to break the 80s and get under the 80s within the next couple of days. And this morning we've done that. We were 79.9 on the dot. This morning, after yesterday's rest day, steps were still really high, like 21,000 again yesterday, just from what I was doing. So yeah, today's push day. We're gonna have a good day. We're training earlier as well, and we'll get on with the day. We also have filming to do. We also have some coaching work to do. We have plenty to keep us busy for yet again another day. Hydration going in. I'm gonna have a look and see what the state of affairs are. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you think we're looking. We're 11 weeks and 2 days out. 11 weeks and 2 days out this morning. Hot oats probably would have been a better option this morning. I'm actually doing an Americano, second Americano of the day, pre-workout, instead of a Monster or instead of a pre-workout. Just not in the mood for a Monster. But I'm a little bit cold today. I noticed over the last couple of days that, you know, when you start to get lean, that cold feeling starting to come back. And between last evening and today, well, this morning, I'm starting to feel it that little bit there. But message back from Keane there earlier as well. He's very happy. Probably the biggest, like, I even kind of noticed a little bit more sharpness and detail. Like, let me know what you thought in this morning's check-in compared to Monday. We might do some comparisons later if I get a little bit of time. I do have a busy one today. And just, you know, as things go along from like week to week, you know, we broke under 80 kilos, of course. That is, you know, the bones of like 15 kilo, not quite 15 kilo off since my peak body weight in the gainer phase. It's all new territory. It's a very long time since I was below 80 kilos. Very long time since I was below 80 kilos. I'm interested to see what weight we're going to be come the end of prep. Yeah, that's just another reality for you there as well. And like, I was coming home from the jet ski with the brother in the Jeep, and he was like, why have you the heated seats on? I was like, I'm cold. He's like, how are you fucking cold? I was like, just a bit cold, like, you know. And it's just because body fat coming down, and it's a good sign in terms of body fat, you know, a small little bit of detail coming through there in the glutes and everything, which is always nice to see. Always nice to see. As you know, condition is the game that we have there to play this time around for my first season, and then hopefully we'll have a little bit more of a balance, you know, the next time we do it, you know, and have a lot more size on us. It's going to be some gainer phase, lads. Like, we're going to lock in for one hell of a bloody off season, our first ever proper off season that we're going to lock in for, and we might be doing it on the daily. Imagine doing it on the daily. Absolutely wild. Literally just back from the gym. Actually a nice session, to be fair. Nice push day, second push day of the week. I just didn't have time to film a few, lads, but it's the exact same push day that I had up on a video last week. So I'm going to get post-workout in. Post-workout cream of rice, same as always, and we've got the sweet and salty popcorn on there. And I did have a comment on YouTube, I'm pretty sure, today or yesterday, when I last checked, about ranking all the Perform flavours. As you would have saw in yesterday's video, we did get a load of new flavours, and I'm going to try and get, you know, majority of the flavours as much as I can over the next, you know, month, 2 months, you know, as much as I can for us to try them out, rank them, so you don't have to waste your money on them at all. But we've got sweet and salty popcorn. I'm in a little bit of a rush, so I'm going to get freshened up, post-workout in, and then we're going to get on the road for filming. I do also want to start doing so. Get in the comment section for me. Any questions, you know, anything you want me to talk over for the, you know, trips that I'm on, the drives that I'm on. I want to make use of them, you know, and I know I do, and I talk a lot on them and I get my thoughts out. But I want to start, you know, answering some questions in more detail when I'm driving on the road there and I have the time to do it. So I think that's another, you know, very good thing that we could do to get some more value across in these videos as much as we can. The pump is there. I've warmed myself up that little bit more. I'm talking very fast because I need to move very fast, but I'm going to crack on and we'll touch base when we're on road to work. If you're struggling to get water in with weather like this, temperatures like this, there's no excuses, lad. On road, wrapped up some filming and photos with the lads at train. I need to get myself. Now I did have a tinny. I did have a tinny on route up, but we're on route home. We are outside the beautiful apple green, and it's decision time. I'm going to go in and see what I'm going to get. I'm not going to beat around. I've got stuff to do. I also need to do a little food top up. We're doing those little food top ups very, very often right now, aren't we? Absolutely elite drink. I'm not a fan of Lucozade, original Lucozade, any of the Lucozades, but this Lucozade Pink Lemonade Zero is absolutely delicious, man. So refreshing. So refreshing. Steps are actually quite low for the day, and steps need to be a lot higher for the rest of the day. But I need to get home and get the rest of the work done. The show must go on. It's nearly the weekend again. Can you imagine? It's nearly the weekend again. It's absolutely mental how quick the weeks go around. Absolutely mental. We're pretty much almost a month into doing these videos on the daily, which is absolutely crazy. Yeah, all these shots that you see, walking in one angle, walking in another angle, they're all like, you stop, you set the camera up, you put the camera down, but I just kind of like them. That's all the kind of content that I watch and I kind of try to make over the years, you know. I think it shows a little bit of effort. I do want to start making videos and stuff a lot more cinematic, you know. Obviously, it's part of my job, so I'm going to start doing it as much as I can. And hopefully the videos won't just be so basic the whole time, you know, that kind of way. Anyway, it is gone 5 o'clock. Took me ages. I hate traffic. Fortunate enough to not be ever stuck in traffic, you know, commuting to work every single day. A lot of days, yeah, to be fair, and you do get stuck in the busy periods, you know, morning or evening, but a lot of the time, obviously, lads, I'm working from home. I'm fortunate enough not to have to get stuck in traffic every single morning. Currently as well, lads, 6,000 steps. 5:15, only 6,000 steps done. It's not like me, but just the way the day fell. Looks like we're going to be doing a bit of walking this evening, Danielle. Looks like we're going to be doing a bit of walking this evening. I am going to go on the walking pad now while I'm on the laptop though. I haven't had too many close calls with this walking pad yet, but I had to get off and go for a piss. And getting on when it's at a high speed is not the smartest thing to do. Just if you give it a few, like, you know, when you see someone running on the treadmill in the gym, giving themselves a break and then like spinning the leg for a minute and then getting back on. I am just doing the training program for a lad that is starting at the start of the week, getting that ahead. And quickly as well, I know obviously I always say the coaching link is in the description below. Basically how the whole process works, if you do want to work with me, or for someone that does want to work with me, either someone will apply directly through the link, send me a DM, and we'll do it that way. Or, yeah, either way, usually, unless I'm meeting someone in the gym and we're chatting about it then. But basically how the whole process works is we're chatting, you inquire, you fill out that form in the description, and basically that will give me a little bit of information about you, how to contact you. I'll contact you and basically give you all the information with online coaching. From there, we can book in a call, completely free consultation call. On that call, which is the most important thing, I'll be able to map out a full timeline for you, map out exactly what coaching will look like with me and what we will be doing from the position you're in at the moment, taking the information that you give me in terms of what direction you want to go, the struggles that you're having, the problems, the goals that you have, and how we're going to do that over a period of time. The timeline is a massive part of it that shouldn't be neglected, and having a timeline in place with the goals that you have is super important for you to actually be able to go in the direction you want to be going. We'll have that consultation call. If you are going ahead with it and signing up, then plans are usually done, all going well, within 3 to 5 days, depending on how busy that period is on a given week. And then you will start, and on the day, dependent on where there's space in the week for you to have your check-in, start then, and then your week will begin, and we'll go back and forth. For me with clients, the biggest and most important thing is that communication on a week-to-week basis. The check-in, the communication, and just having that trust within each other, having that communication within each other, that we can build a relationship, that we're able to bounce back off each other, both be on the same page the whole time, so we know what's going on, and we know that the plan of action is working. And as I said in a video a couple of days ago, the best thing you can do with any coach you might start out with is get the plan, follow the plan, put your full trust in that plan, and just follow it to a T. That coach, me, okay, whoever it might be, has your best interest at heart to get you to the destination you want to go to. Give you as much knowledge as you can along the way. That's what coaching is all about. And of course, get the very best out of you in terms of a transformation, which is why you're coming to them in the very first place. So that's just a general rundown. Again, that consultation call is no obligation. Majority of those calls, obviously, if someone is coming on for the call, they are looking for coaching, and it just gives us a really good way to obviously, make a plan of action there and then, and get to know each other that little bit more as well, which is absolutely crucial. So we'll finish out steps, finish doing this training program, might get the nutrition nearly done as well, which will be great, and just all the other small nitty gritty bits that go into it then as well will be done tomorrow. And then we get that video onboarding sent out, get him set up and on his way to going where he wants to go. Really quick, you have to answer it, because I think it would be really useful and really handy for anyone. Now bear in mind, we got engaged a couple of months ago, so we're engaged. Like, Dan's my fiance, which sounds still really weird, but what's, for anyone else that's in a similar position than you're in at the moment, what's the best piece of advice or advice is that you can give to relationship, like a couple or something, how to manage going through the prep? Because like I still have another 11 weeks to my first show, however many weeks until prep is over, and then we're doing the reverse and everything. And Dan's also done my second photo shoot preps with me. Obviously this is another extreme onto that, but what would you say to like other girls, because it's mostly fellas that are watching this, you can show this to some lads to manage it best?
I don't know. Give back the ring.
You're at the weekend, you're with the missus, and she wants to go for food, you can't go for food because you can't. How do you work around that? Like, how do we work around that and everything?
Well, if we go for food and I eat and you don't.
Yeah. Like, there will come a point in time where I will be back finishing every bit of food that Danielle doesn't eat and everything, but I think there has to be, it's because she's done it with me for a long time now, but I think a lot of it is just the understanding of it, and making her aware, which is a big thing. And our experience of this prep so far, Dan will probably tell you, like, it hasn't been unreal, and you can't expect it to be. I think the main thing really is just like the energy kind of levels and stuff, especially in the evening time, will dip off. Like, Dan is more of a night bird than I am, just because that's the way my schedule is kind of gone. I think it's just like making your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever it might be, as aware as they possibly can. Like, coming into a prep, but you might and probably already are like deep into your cut now, possibly at this point in the year. If you're not, just start doing that, like, this is what the next couple of weeks are going to look like, and making sure that they know that it's temporary, like, this isn't what the relationship is going to look like now for the foreseeable. Yeah, for a small bit of time for you to get the job done, but right up until prep started, which I know feels, and probably for Danielle feels like it was ages ago. It feels like there's a long time left of it. We were just doing the normal thing, my energy levels obviously in a perfect position. We were going for food and everything the whole time, just doing all the normal things. And now, obviously, it's just that bit of restriction for that little bit of time. But the main thing I think is just making them aware, it's temporary. The job is going to get done, and you will get to that point where you were before. Do you know what I mean? Enjoying the food at the weekend, and doing all these different things. But now you just have a job at hand. And as I said, as always, it is a selfish thing to do. Like prepping is a selfish thing to do, but you're the one that chose to do it. You're the one that's doing it. So you have to, like for me, if I was here now this evening, sitting down on the couch with Danielle, but I was like, I have to go and do my cardio. That's just going to make things harder as well, man. Do you know what I mean? So you do those things that you need to do, whether that's a load of steps, a load of cardio, you're training, prepping meals and everything, away from the time that you need to be like spending time with them. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're just not making use of your time and not like prioritizing the time that you have with them that little bit more. To be fair, me and Danielle hit the bed. I'm fucking out like a light a lot of the time, which is annoying for her. But it's just part and part of it. There will come a time again where she'll be falling asleep before me in a couple of months. But it's a couple of months away yet, and as we go along, I'll get her to update, and give her thoughts on it, especially towards the end of it. And then when we come back out the other side of it, a big thing for us this year, because it's never happened to me before, is not putting on fat. As Danielle said the last time, last year when I went through that diet as well, was not getting fat again, man. I don't understand like what she was doing first and foremost with the size that I was. But I think at the same time, when you're in a relationship for so long, like around 7 years we're together, you kind of like just get used to it. Do you know what I mean? But whenever Danielle's talking to her mother about like what size clothes I am, she's like, I don't know, because one minute he's this size, 1 minute he's that size. No, I don't want to be in a position like that anymore. You know what I mean? And I think being in shape is a thing of like, being in shape for your partner is a big thing as well. And like not just having respect for yourself and loving yourself, but like showing up for them at the same time. That kind of way. I'm chatting shit. I'm absolutely rambling. Putting on the TV. Everything's done for the day. There's no better feeling. I'm having my turkey burgers and rice, and then we'll be back again for legs tomorrow, which I'm going to take you through as always. We hit 1,000 subscribers as well. Did you know that, Danielle?
I did. I seen it on your story.
She seen it on my story. She didn't even give a shit. No.
I was busy doing nails.
You were busy doing nails. Anyway, drop the video a like if you haven't already. Subscribe, lad. And we'll see you tomorrow.